champions this time around. And when we look at the side of OG, obviously, how crazy would it be if not only we have the first time that somebody's been able to win, not one, but two TIs, be a back-to-back champion? Well, let's see if they are going to be able to make that giant leap. Will they be able to get the best seats in the house? Will they be able to go straight to the grand final?
LGD's turn to ban. OG.
Game 3, the magic number when you're playing on the TI main stage, at least for us, the viewers. Maybe the teams would prefer 2-0, but luckily they don't get what they want.
Well, we do.
Yeah.
So here, game 3, OG got picked first pick. They won the coin toss, and LGD picked Dire.
I think whoever has first pick has a huge advantage this TI.
You say that so far in this series, first pick has lost both games. Why do you think first pick has the big edge here?
Especially for OG, because there's like I said, there's so many heroes that if you just pick it has a huge edge. Enchantress, IO, or not IO, but like IO for OG, I guess. IO, Chen. I think they forgot about the Chen at LGD, but like Magnus is pretty high up on OG's priority too.
Yeah.
So OG has a lot of these like first pick heroes that LGD don't want to give, but LGD don't have like a lot of first pick heroes.
I think the LGD draft was actually really good against the whole OG draft. I thought LGD outdrafted them, besides one factor, which was the Chen Alchemist. I think that was the one trump card for OG. If the Alch got banned and even they picked up the Spectre second phase, I don't think this Chen Spectre is as strong as this Chen Alch.
Yeah.
I think the game would have went a lot different.
Because those first bans, you're normally thinking about what you're giving up, and it does feel like maybe they forgot about the Alchemist, particularly the synergy with the Chen in that second ban phase when they're banning Spectre and Void.
Right now, I think they're deciding whether they should ban Magnus or Chen, and they just stick with the Magnus.
They're probably also thinking Alchemist, because OG banned AA in the first stage this game. So last game it was second stage, they banned the AA to protect an Alchemist, and guess what? OG's first pick Chen, Alch is still in the pool.
I think LGD has to take Alch here.
Or ET, they might pick ET.
Or both.
Yeah, what are the heroes you're picking to deal with an Alchemist in the first stage if you're expecting that second pick?
I don't think you can. The Alch Chen is so strong, I don't even know if I've seen it lose this whole tournament. Like the two, maybe they've lost one match together, but every match I've seen, it's a stomp. The 20% more healing works well with his ult. His creeps can protect your jungle, kind of go back and forth. There's all these they make up for each other's weaknesses, you know? They're like one of the best duos in the game, I think you can pick.
Well, they do get the ET you suggested, Febby, the most picked hero of the tournament so far.
Yeah, second most played by LGD actually with a 86% win rate. Mini Nahas here.
Statsman Febby.
Yeah.
I think they have to take the Alch here. I think unless they have a set idea of how to beat this Alchemist, it was too strong last game. I think even if you kind of contest him in the early game, he's going to get a Radiance, and they give up the Alchemist.
They have a different idea. It's the Tiny who OG had last game as well. I mean, as far as heroes that look the best of the best, I feel like Tiny is in that category as well.
Yeah, it's just so versatile. It can play as support, but nowadays we see it more on core with the tree volley. Just coupled with some AoE stuns, this tree volley can do a lot of damage late game.
Yeah.
The scary thing about this Alchemist is most Alchs are going at least one Bracer, if not two, which means that he's not going to die to this Tiny combo in the early game if it's a core Tiny. Maybe with the ET aura, the magic. Yeah. But even then, I think it's kind of pushing it.
We could see some of those combos around ET, like the ET gyrocopter where you run people down with the magic damage. Of course, OG now have two bans to protect themselves from some of the heroes they're worried about.
Probably they're going to ban the Void.
Yeah, that's the other hero.
And the Gyro. I think those are probably the top two priorities for OG.
Ember is pretty up there too, I think, for LGD.
Lifestealer is okay. As we said, like last game, it's good against the creeps. You can eat the creeps. It's decent against Alchemist, I think.
It does not abuse the ET aura though. I think like you gotta ban those heroes that abuse the ET aura. I can see them picking up Jakiro too, but it's not worth banning for OG. But
he's a Radiant Spire. And that's ET aura, magic, and physical. I think the one scary thing about not scary thing about the Lifestealer though is like he doesn't do enough damage until later in the game for this Alchemist, like, you know, post 30-35 minutes. And before then, this Alch Chen I think is going to run them over. Like we saw last game, this Alch had such a fast Radiance, and the game just feels over like 15 or 20 minutes, right? There's that one Roche fight or the river right fight, Shadow Demon's level 5. The Alk gets like 3 kills. Sven tries to hit creeps, but now this Alk's like double his net worth. And the game feels really over.
Yeah.
And Lifesteal's gonna be in the same position, right? Like sure, like him, like the Sven can scale against this Alk. You know, 3-4 items, maybe 5. They're gonna be evenly matched, but this Alk's gonna have 3 items on you, and at that point,
Well, yeah, how do you beat it? And the Chen synergy with the Alchemist is not just the amplified healing, it's you've got this hero in the jungle that's stacking for the Alchemist, can stack with his hero, can stack with his creeps. Something OG are very efficient about getting Anna as much farm as possible when he's playing Alchemist.
one of the issues with like this multi-thing stacking is you can only micro so much, right? So it's like you can kind of try to get like 2-3 camps as well, but it's kind of hard. So I think what a lot of teams can do is they give away the Chen creeps to their other players. So he can give like 2 creeps to this Alk, and the Alk can also stack 2 other camps, you know?
Yep.
And they're just maximizing their efficiency.
And it's the gyro ban, so PSG LGD do have Faceless Void open to them if they want to go for it. And Ame has played a decent number of games on the Void. He is comfortable on the hero.
Yeah, it's one of Ame's favorite heroes.
They also, LGD banned the Darkseer. It worked. It was so good with the Alk last game. He's just getting Surge early game. He's already fast from ult. He's already a fast hero. He has phase boots, and he has a Surge. He's running, you know, like 600 movement speed, 700 movement speed.
It's
You
pretty
can't slow
funny.
him.
It's pretty funny because like 2 days ago, Darkseer was untouched, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't picked at all. Now, OG's just bringing it back.
He was one of, I think, the last 5 or 6 heroes unpicked or unbanned, unpicked at least in the entire tournament.
Yeah, and then he got picked by Secret, maybe?
Secret or Liquid?
Liquid.
maybe?
Liquid.
It was
It was
Liquid with
yeah.
mind control.
Yeah. I think it's coming back a little more because teams are, I think, valuing Ember a little more than they were the past couple days. Alchemist is also getting up there, and Tiny. And Darkseer with those 3 melee heroes in particular are really good for the 15 to 25 minute mark. Ember, for obvious reasons, his ult's faster. His Flame Guard just becomes a better Flame Guard with the Iron Shell. Alk for what we said, and Tiny just because he gets you in position, and that's all Tiny needs. He needs to get in position for these toss avalanche combos and dealing a lot of damage.
Shadow Demon is picked up by PSG LGD, giving them SD ET support duo. One of them will be FYs. Do you think that's more likely to be the Shadow Demon getting the
probably
farm
the
here?
Shadow Demon.
Also a block pick. If they wanted the Void, you want to take that SD away from OG, I feel, because that's the save that teams often want to be picking and playing against the Faceless Void.
It's also good against the Alk if you're really far behind, because if you make illusions of him and he has a Radiance AC, you'll get both the ores on your own team.
Well, the trick we've been seeing is you can turn the Radiance off while you're disrupted.
You can't turn off AC.
Oh, sure.
You could
Yeah, they can turn off the
maybe
Radiance.
backpack it, but there's also like,
Yeah. But as far as the Radiance goes, I feel like the SC, we're seeing all these Alks now just, you know, you can spam it and turn it off inside the disruption.
Tidal Turn made it to the second phase.
Ooh, it's a really good Morphling game for LGD, I think.
Yeah, I saw Morphling. It's okay. I think there might be a little too much pressure in the mid game for Morph, but it lanes really well against the Tide. But I think they're just gonna give Ame last pick.
They needed the magical damage, so they opted for the Sand King, even though they lost with it last game.
Get the fast veil, you've got magic damage coming out from Shadow Demon. It's synergy with the ET aura.
Yeah, there is a lot of damage for LGD.
Yeah.
I guess they were happy about how their first like 5 minutes in the offlane went with the out pressure. But as we saw, that didn't really slow his Radiance timing down significantly. He got the 4th highest, right?
Yeah.
So I guess, you know, they're feeling confident. They're like rerunning what they did last game. They're probably saying, you know, maybe our mid pick or our carry pick was a little off. Maybe we gave them too much. So maybe now they're kind of thinking, what we did with our other 3 heroes is fine.
Yeah,
we
and
got
their
to change
mid
up.
pick has changed. It's gone from a DK to a Tiny who is kind of faster paced. It's at least a hero that can get in the Alks jungle and steal stacks, I feel. DK doesn't really farm enemy jungle stacks or stacks at all.
Not until he's even level 12 right now.
Yeah.
At that point, it's too late.
So someone that can go in, threaten to kill Alchemist, take those stacks, and OG now going to be wondering about what they're going to get.
Probably going to pick a Thompson hero right now, unless he has multiple options. Usually on this pick right here for first pick, you want to pick the hero that you think is more important to your draft. So in this case, they pick the Rubik. And that's because they're probably going through like, yo, Jerax, do you have options? And he goes, nah, it's really, Rubik's the best. Everything else is a tier below. And they go to Thompson and they say, and he gives like, oh, both of these heroes are good, right? Because now they have the choice between 2 heroes, and only one will get banned, and the other will be good no matter what. And only this one a Rubik. So OG is going to pick up the Rubik. It's really good against Sand King. That's one of like the classic support counters to it.
Thompson definitely a player who has quite a big hero pool as far as unconventional mids go, so.
The Dazzle ban, I think they're scared of the mid Dazzle.
Yeah, it's the second game of this 3-game series we've seen the Dazzle ban, so clearly something
That's interesting.
they believe OG can do. Maybe they've seen it in scrims.
Yeah, maybe I think it should be the scrims. OG played a mid dazzle and it was pretty scary, stalling out the game for the Alchemist.
It's also got synergy with the Chen. You get more healing on your team. If you ever grave the Auk, he's going to heal back up to half health by the end time it's over.
It's a lot of minus armor too. Acid, Gush, Dazzle. A lot of minus.
OG's turn to pick.
Void ban, they're still scared of that.
And that's the carry we expected to see in response to OG's draft with the Tiny Tree Volley as well as the Elder Titan Earth Splitter synergy. It would have been a great option for them as their last pick.
It's also one of the good people have figured out counters to Tide. That's why we see it a little less, I think, now. Because he can't, you know, break off the Chrono, right? If he gets stunned by a Chrono, he's getting stunned full duration of Chrono. It's not going to end after 500 damage like every other spell.
So the most optical Thompson zero right now would be some brawler frontline that can fight with the Tide and the Rubik and the Chen. Has damage and has deep push. He needs like all those 3 options.
LGD.
I'd have all those options.
I think so, right? Brawler, deep
Yes.
push with the Q,
Sure.
overwhelming odds, and like what else did I say?
Fight with Tide.
Yeah, fight with.
Yeah.
Good minus armor.
It's kind of a cool pick too. It's another hero that benefits from the Chen amplified healing. It gives them a save, something that, you know, we saw PSG LGD pick Shadow Demon to take away from OG potentially. So having a save and a second save with the Chen heals as well gives them a lot of ways to keep this Alk alive.
Also, this OG timing push at 20-25 minutes. He walks up high ground and he's just going to get 100 attack speed.
Last pick, Slark. Ame Slark. He brought this one back into the meta if you go back to Epicenter, and this is a pick against a lot of melee cores. This is Theorycraft is one of the better cores to run against Alchemist. You guys like the last pick, Slark?
I think if they put it mid, I think it's pretty good. It lanes well against the Legion Commander. It's one of the few heroes that can kind of trade with it. And I think if they do that, Ame's going to get off to a start. He's probably going to be able to carry the game.
I think in the late game, it's gonna out carry the Alchemist. So, but the question, of course, every time is if they can get to the late game.
Well, we're going to have to find out if they can hold, because Alchemist with Chen hits that scary timing. We've seen OG. They just ran over them in that game too. Do you think they're going to get to the late game?
There's a lot of hero from OG. The LCW, what is it called?
The press the attack.
Press the attack here, the Chen here, the Chen Aura, Alchemist ulti here. There's a lot of here.
All right, well, we've got Casey on stage to hear some final thoughts from one of the coaches before we get into our Game 3 decider.
Yeah. Absolutely perfect. That's played away, baby.
Looking spicy.
Can't escape your sins.
Prepare for battle.
I almost remember.
We owe you one.
Try harder. Try harder.
Absolutely perfect.
And sure enough, we go the full series. Game 3 between OG and LGD with a